Let's finish this game. I only have an hour. I'm freaking out right now. I might not be able to finish it. Yikes. December 28, 9:51 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Whoa! What's the big deal? Is it the earthquake? So sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Wait, is she a Pikachu now? She's a Pikachu. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. I feel like the game music is a little tad louder than usual. I'm just gonna lower it just a little bit. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. What the heck? I'm becoming Pikachu. What are you doing? I'm sorry. I just thought I would cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. You should go outside and discharge yourself. Right, good idea. Pikachu! Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Oh, yeah, pal! What's gone into that girl? Detective Gumshoe! Morning, Mr. Edgeworth? Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I have captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he has forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. She is the daughter of Odin. Thunder! Either that or she's a Pikachu. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right, very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's effort, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please, bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness? Why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony, please, then. Huh? Why I left court. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured out that I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow, but I mean, I would need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You are Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. I would call what you did running away, and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. Ew, that face again. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Von Karma and Yanni Yogi. But I wasn't running away or nothing. Oh wait, didn't I just do that? Oh no. Then what? Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking? If I said quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. I went to buy some food for Polly, you see? Food? Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack? Well, I kinda got lost, you see. The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right, nice try, Von Karma. No one's going to believe that. Oh, I see. Well, so he was lost. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I wasn't running away. I was just running in a direction that wasn't here. You have lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yup, it seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, huh? You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court the proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue. I mean, I needed one of those motive things, right? I don't got one. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please, don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge, it's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory, otherwise it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You have been saying the same thing now over and over. You have been calling the witness' memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying that you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name. Freaking Yanni Yogi, yo. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seemed familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident. It figures that the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Ew, that face again. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yogi Nogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law. As you may recall, you need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I cannot prove he is Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick? How are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on the file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see, well, that makes sense. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. Yup. What? Yogi, you sneak! You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No, I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one! Nick, what are we going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you would like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief. Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot. What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to. Your Honor. The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up? On my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Poggers in chat, please. Pet parrot. Order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Needn't even ask. This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy! Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yeah, I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so. Bailiff, bring the parrot. Freaking, yo, if you use the parrot emoji in Twitch chat, doesn't it just look like her? Well, that's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Oh, the parrot is actually green in Twitch chat. Never mind. Name. The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. And very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. Oh my gosh! Oh my The bird is actually testifying. Hello? Hello? Certainly the most concise testimony we have so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Alright. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Hello? Hold it! Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? What's your name? Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly, Polly, what's your name? Polly, Polly. Ah? Mr. Wright, I think we have established that the parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? No, it doesn't. Well, I guess it doesn't really have anything to do with that, no. Please only ask questions pertaining to the matter at hand. Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. Well, I guess we should try to get some more information out of her. We need to show the judge that the owner is Mr. Yogi. Hello, hello, what? Have you forgotten something? As I recall, 2 days ago. Polly, Polly, have you forgotten something? Don't forget the L6. If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker has something to do with DL6. Polly, Polly, have you forgotten something? Hello, hello. That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something. We forgot. Hello, hello. Oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we ask if we have forgotten anything? What do I do? What do I do? What's the safe number? Maybe I'll get her to say the safe number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say something, okay? Polly, what was the number of the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Actually, it does. That's why I had her to say it. Wait, hold on. Do we have the piece of paper that we gotten? Shit. One, 2, 2, 8. Case summary date 1228. December 28th. Yo! Ha! Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? This is it, right? 1228, baby. Boom. Boom, present. The DL6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case, Mr. Wright? Where in this file is something relating to the safe number? Oh shit, it's the date. Case summary, I guess? It's on the case summary page. The case summary. Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on the safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date of the DL6 incident as a number of the safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see, I certainly see. It's an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Bah, this is not a tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 001 because I'm number 1. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing. Wait, didn't you just prove that it has everything to do with people? What you just said, objection, what you just said is literally basically helping my case here. You say you are number 1, so you set your password to 001. So people tend to set their passwords that are related to them. Isn't that what you just literally said? How is that an objection? You're helping my case here, dude. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I going to find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Very well, witness. You may continue. Shit, son. We can only get her to say Polly. Polly. P-O-L-L-Y. Polly Jenkinson committed suicide. Suspect data. Take that. Quicksilver, thank you so much for 31 months. Thank you. What's your name? Of course. Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. They show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker identity is... Take that! The GL6 case file. That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is the proof on then? Show us or stop wasting our time. What was the page again? Suspect data. Suspect data. It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide. See? Indeed, it does say that. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkinson. Polly! Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. Well, I guess that is possible. A mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. That's enough. I think we have reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that is all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the bow shop. Immediately. Let's go! Dab on the haters. Witness. Tell us your name. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. Oh! I have accomplished what I wanted to do, so I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He has been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I have served as a bailiff in this very court. Let's go! Order! Order! Yanni Yogi, so it wasn't you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. He won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, I lost my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought it was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally. Oh, Office Kira, thank you very much for 14 months. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent in this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of a suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of the Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty! That is all. This court is adjourned.
Objection!
Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No! Edgeworth! Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I am not innocent at all. As we heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick! Edgeworth is trying to confess! He's going to say he's guilty! He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incidents! He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Oh, what do I do? Raise an objection! Objection! The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. Oops, I dropped something. There you go. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. For 15 years. I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitation, of which ends today. The culprit is me. Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitation runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. It's obvious. We hold a trial right here and right now. That's not how court works, Karma. You have to freaking... That's not how it works, okay? Let's go home. Pack it up. Let's go home, everybody. The trial's over. See ya. See ya tomorrow. Bye. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago. Also, 15 years ago, he was like, what? Like 10 or something like that. So... he should be in the different court. He should not be in the general court, which we are in right now. We should be in like the underage court. I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. And then the judge takes leave. Judge is like, yeah, my wife said today is our anniversary for our marriage, and so I have a dinner plan, so I gotta go. So you know, if you can book the courtroom maybe like a week from now, we'll do this, but not right now. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your effort. There is no underage court in California? What? So even if you're like 10 and committed a crime, you'll be in like the general public criminal court? That's insane. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you killed your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. He's joking about it being California, but actually based on Japan. Murder is murder no matter what the circumstances is. That's not true. If you commit a murder by self-defense, that is not a murder. That's called self-defense. If a dude is running at you with a freaking knife and you defended yourself, and in the result of somehow gotten that dude killed, you're not guilty. That dude is guilty. You'd have never committed a murder if that dude did not run at you with a knife. Okay? That's how it should work. Not like, well, you killed that man at the end, so it's your fault. This is crazy. Just crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh, I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. But what are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in the court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just about to begin. I'll prove that you are innocent. Trust me. Right. But I think he doesn't want you to prove that he is innocent. He want to be guilty, seems like. He didn't do it. He's just crazy. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, through pointless, let the defense do their cross-examination. The statute of limitation on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it is unconventional for me, I would like to run this one by the book. I see. Do the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth, I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That would be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. Shit, I don't know what he's talking about. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now, you thought his memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events. The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. That's not how guns work. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trial. Also, if that happened, it's actually the guard's fault. Because why the heck did he not lock the gun? Because you're supposed to lock your gun unless your intent is to shoot. So, if anything, little kid throwing a gun and it shot fire, meaning that the gun was unlocked, meaning that the guard's intent was to fire someone, okay? It only shows that the guard is a bad guy here. Might not have a safety on the gun? What? The guard's handguns come with the safety. That's like mandatory, dude. What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Is it illegal to have the safety off though? It is not illegal to have it, but that's not the point. It's not that he committed a crime of setting the gun safety off. It shows the intent that if the safety was off, that it shows the intent that he was going to fire someone. And so it can lead on to something, you know what I mean? Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case. It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the detail. That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in the Von Karma's evidence. No, the gun was the Yogi's gun. It just dropped from his, I think, his holster maybe? So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first, but then as time passed and no one came to help. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then, something heavy fell at my feet. What was it? A pistol. I assume it was the bailiff's, Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. What? That's not how it works, okay? I don't know if you ever held a real gun in your hand. I mean, I haven't. But in order to click off the safety, it's not like a freaking loose cannon, okay? It's just like you actually have to click it. And you picked it up. What happened next? You're just basically saying like, I did the seatbelt, but then the car crashed and then accidentally the seatbelt came off. Literally, its job is to hold you. It's to not get that safety lock to be like unchecked. You know, like its only job is to basically hold that trigger for safety reason. And you're saying like, I accidentally fell off. Like, that's not how it works. I freaking would object to that in real life. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick, I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi. I was in a daze. The gun fired once. Yes, I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they have echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and that horrible scream. The scream. Oh! The scream. Defense attorney trapped in the elevator recurring from a lost trial with son Miles Edgeworth. One bullet found in heart, the murder weapon was fired twice. Trapped in the elevator with the Edgeworth memory lost to oxygen deprivation after his arrest, fiancé. Fired twice, yes, but nothing about the scream. To this day, yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live. There it is. One part of this testimony clearly contradicts the evidence, but I don't know what it means. I will better find out quick. Okay, so let's see what we have on DL6 here. Can we take out that are not DL6? This is DL6. This is DL. So we have 3 things. Taken from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. Still bears clear ballistic marking. Photograph of the scene of the murder. Yeah, I know it fired twice, but I don't know where. I don't think we have to do with the fire twice moment right now. I think we have to find the contradiction with the scream, if I'm not wrong. Did it say only fire once? I don't think so. An earthquake struck. My father and Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single... Oh, I see. A single gunshot. Alright, let's present this. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file once more. This plainly contradicts the witness testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Freaking every time, dude. There are only 3 pages and they're freaking, what, 2 lines of details? Victim's data. It's in the victim's data, dude. Look at the victim data in the file. It says it says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard 1 gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Dun 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 dun. Was there perhaps another shooter who fired the second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we don't know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the accident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this accident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot had something to do with the case? Yes. Your Honor, I think I was able to show you the proof. What? Impossible! Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you have seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. Do you have any evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to the accident? I have it right here, dude! What? What? I got the bullet, dude. I got the bullet. One shot through the freaking hole here and then one shot through the heart, dude. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where? Your Honor, please! Get a clue. Show me the judge the contradiction in the photo. Where? This and this? I only got 1 finger. It should be obvious. The contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor! Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than the Edgeworth fired at the second shot. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stopped it before your wild fantasies got out of hand, Mr. Wright. Look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary. That's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired twice, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. Well, he does have a point. The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made the bullet hole in the door. Huh, something else made the bullet hole, like what, your ass fart? Order! I will have order! Mr. Wright have proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says that the second bullet fired was not found, it is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No, but you said you would do it, Nick. You said you would get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry, it's just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I would won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it would be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only one bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Mr. Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no, he's accepted the guilt. Very well, the statute of limitation of the murder of the Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendants today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright. Ah! Objection, dude. I cannot believe I said objection, dude. I'm so lame. Your Honor, I object! Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object, him? Nick, I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It, existed. What? But we have just heard the proof that it does not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer! The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? The murderer had to find it. What possible reason could they have had? Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with them is the bullet would be proof. Maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof. It was a special bullet, so they took it with them. If that was the case, then why? Then they should have taken the bullet from inside the Gregory as well. Huh? Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired? Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm going to have to penalize you. Fuck. This isn't going well. The murderer didn't need it? Shit. Had to take it. You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Can I save? Save. Samurai Bison, thank you so much for 35 months. Thank you so much. Yes, Your Honor. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright. What do you mean? For instance, maybe the bullet hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for the instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there, you know? Wait a second. I was just taking off the top of my head. Talking off of my head. Talking off of the top of my head. But what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, I guess that's how it worked, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you're truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you said. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I cannot think of anyone. Hey, Nick? Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for that man. That was the first and the last vacation he has taken in many years of persecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take the vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man! Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Say it now. Your Honor, there's a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. The what? Von Karma! Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there? You don't object. I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months, starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery. No, where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Nick, let's just find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane! No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I will even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. Save. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... I only have this. Okay, okay, penalty. F. That's okay, I saved. Think more crazy? Metal detector? Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So I use my secret weapon number 3. I do mean there's a secret weapon 3 and I will use it on you. Is that even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. I refuse. You refuse. But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside of you. Order! Order! Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. I don't think metal detector can be used on the human body, just letting you guys know. Judge, I call for a suspension on this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitation runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. You could say I have pacemaker on your shoulder. I permit the use of the metal detector. What does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Does it go beep? Oh my god. It reacted. Something is still inside of his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I. Mr. Wright, well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course he can't! You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the record room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convince me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I do have proof. What? Who would you have thought you would dig your own grave? Trying to convince Edgeworth. I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. Take that. That's a bullet. Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incidents. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the final trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that same weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that the both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on those bullets. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I say quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father. Ah! It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma? Edgeworth! Only you would defy me. So, it was you. Oh my gosh. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with the penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death, death. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I'm so sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I have covered up for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth! It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me, penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went outside. I went into the hall and felt to my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible, burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the light came back on. Elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was my destiny. In his last moment, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open the elevator door? Judge? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. You are guilty, bitch! It appears that we have come a very long way to end this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent, and you are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty! That is all. This court is adjourned. More confettis! December 28th, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside he crushed him, Nick, crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. I mean, it was pretty close though. I was sure we would have it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try to say thank you. I see. Thank you. Right. Well, you're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of things. You gotta learn a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She got you there. Whoa! Amazing, pal. You have pulled through just like I thought you would. I will never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month, but who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you should say thank you. I see. Woohoo. I feel full. Oh, don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I have seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all. Laura. Y'all were great in there. Well, thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, were you not? Yeah, well, I mean, let bygones be bygones, yeah? Well, speaking of which, what are you doing here, Lotta? Who, me? Aw, I went back to college. I gave up on trying to be the investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? Well, that's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Beyonce. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Well, I should have seen that coming. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? Well, that's unusual for you. Harry Butts, you come along tonight too. Well, my treat, pal. Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he said treat, that's not a police talk for prison food, right? Right? I don't think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me. It got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh, what a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly. Nick! Wasn't it the exact amount of the lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? 38? No! No! Larry, it was you! What are you so surprised about that, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from the school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day, 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came in to school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, well, a little too well. Right. You may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, right? I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events. Hey, Edgeworth? You should have told me! Now, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitation will run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I would say so, yes. There you have it. Ugh. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you did. What you two did. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily too. The death sentence for both of you. Man, if I only had known, I would have become a persecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I become a persecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Want to switch, right? Hey y'all, line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go. And after that, dinner's on me. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. December 29th, 5:02 a.m. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. Huh? What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. So I have decided to go back to my training. I will become a full-fledged spirit medium, for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? Oh, the first trains for the mountain have already left. To the station. I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick! Maya! So, you're leaving? Yeah, it's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? But wait! Objection! What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we would lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Court record! Take this! Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. Lol, my lord. A bullet? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6, but you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me. Nick. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. So this is it. See you soon, Maya. Did you not have any belongings? Thanks, Nick. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins, with the same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't think you have graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you would like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got bad feelings about this. Woo! First game completed! That was the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney! Oh, hey pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct. Oh wait, whoa, things are going fast. Whoop, Detective Gumshoe. Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Yo, let's go. Huh? Nick? Nah, haven't seen him lately. Who, me? Oh, I've been working at the cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you call my type. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. Yeah. Are we gonna go through every characters right now? Are there multiple endings? I don't think so. In this game, you don't really have multiple endings. I like how Pain is in all the Ace Attorney games. Later on, I think during the Phoenix Wright series, there's a new novice defendant. I forgot his name, but right now, in the current timeline, Phoenix basically is going to... Oh yeah, that's right, Apollo. Phoenix is basically like senior. He's about to... Not really retire, but he's a senior. He doesn't really do cases anymore. It's Apollo now. Apollo Justice. But to get there, you know, there are a lot of games to cover. I'm also, if they're going to localize the Japanese game, that's basically another version of the Ace Attorney. I would really like to play that game too. Apparently it seems really, really good. Next game will be Terry Good Guy. Is it called The Great Ace Attorney? Or what? No, the new spin-off now. After Apollo, it's like set in like the classic Japanese setting. You could just play the Japanese version and then translate it for us. I have learned my lesson that per word is 10 cents. So pay up, people, pay up. The first game has a fan translation. Oh, cool. But I don't want to do that. I only want to play the official one because I heard that Capcom doesn't like that and they might flag your videos. Daigakuten Saibon. Fans named it the Great Ace Attorney. Oh, I see. I remember I saw somewhere that the second game is coming out for it. I think it's coming out next month or it's pretty soon, I think. So... Oh, the second one's out. Wait, is it the third one? I don't know, I saw like a pre-order for that line. I don't really follow it, so... Apparently it's better than the first. Oh, great. Yeah, apparently I heard great things about it. Ace Attorney was technically not my first game. I did play the Spirits something. I forgot the full name of it, but it was like a spirit something that came out for the Apollo Justice. That was my first. The Spirit of Justice? Yeah. And then this was my second. But for the Spirit Justice, I only did the first case, and I didn't do the rest. So it doesn't really count. But this is the first game that I finished. But then what is this? A brand new episode has been added.